Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Lionel here. I said I was going to do a sort of a response video to Brad, but I did. I said, you know what, man, he brought up some pretty good points, and so I just want to add to it. I mean, I agree with Brad's assessment. I agree with what he said. I actually value what he said, and hopefully, um, I think sometimes Brad's videos can come off a bit. I don't want to use the word condescending, but definitely abrasive sometimes. But I don't think he means any harm. Um, I think he's a great guy. Again, he's been around for a very long time. I would consider Brad one of the pillars of the community. Along with Mark, I was a guy up in South Bend. We had Brandon. We had the Sultan. Man, we had gosh, it was just so many, man. I actually miss all these guys, and I actually miss that group, and it's going to be one of the points that I'm going to get with. But anyway, with that said, I will do a quick response video, and I'll keep this relatively short. Um, hopefully informative, but short, and hopefully these things are really used to encourage and that this is taken as constructive criticism, man, because this, but believe it or not, I mean, I know it's just a YouTube video and these things, but this is, a hobby to someone. This is somebody's, special part of their lives. This is something that, people take some time to do. And because of that, I actually value it a lot. So, I watch, I don't watch as often as I wish I could. I do catch up sometimes when I have free time. Time is usually always a factor for me. So, when I do get time out, I'll sit down and watch and pop out a bunch of videos if something seems interesting. And that'll be another one of the points I'll get with too. So anyway, let's jump right into it. So start off. I want to start off with the lack of width, and here's what I mean. There's the depth of reviews is tremendous, right? I mean, there's fragrances that have been reviewed by like 50 different people, and that's going to lead into another point, but I'll get back to that. But the lack of width, and here's my pet peeve with that is, man, a lot of you guys, a lot of us have 20, 30 fragrances at least, and some of them are cheapies, some of them are expensive, but review it, right? Um, the fact that I don't see, I come across fragrances on Fragrantica, and I come on YouTube and don't see them. I was like, man, it's impossible. And sometimes, I see the reviews, at least from the little, the little picture, whatever it's called. Some of these people are YouTube reviewers. Review it. I mean, if you're on YouTube and you're a reviewer and you are a reviewer, review some of these fragrances, even if it's, I mean, like Brad, when Brad does a video, sometimes it's 2-3 minutes tops. Quick, informative. That was my brother. I can't think of his name, man. He used to do those real speed videos. I mean, um, young white guy, man. I can't think of what his name was. Nice, sharp dresser, but he come in, man, knock him out, gone. And I used to love watching his videos because I mean these guys would review almost everything. But now they've kind of fallen off and they're still not around, and I miss a lot of those guys. But anyway, I used to get you know, there was, bunch of different fragrances, and now what I'm starting to see are the same fragrances reviewed over and over again. So anyway, so my first pet peeve would be the lack of width. The second one would be reviews that don't really explain anything. So guys will go into these things and they'll talk about how the girls liked it or this or that, but they never really talk about the fragrance. I mean, if you're going to come on here and do a review, when you talk about the fragrance, talk about the notes. Tell me what you smell. Tell me what you're experiencing with the fragrance from a note perspective, because that's what I'll really base my further investigation, my future investigation on. So, um, when you're reviewing, man, put some detail in it. Let me know what you're smelling. Let me know what it compares to. Longevity, projection, those things. I mean, explain the fragrance. If you're going to review it, explain the fragrance. I hate spending 6, 7, 8. Some of these videos are getting very long, as Brad alluded to. 15 minutes And I'm like, because it's a fragrance I really want to know about. But then they never really talk about the notes, and they never really talk about the fragrance. So that is definitely a pet peeve to me. Um, the third one kind of ties into the lack of width, and that's reviewers that try to get hits, right? So what you do is you go out there and you review the same fragrances because I know I get more hits with Aventus. Oh, I know I get more hits with Tobacco Vanille, or I know I get more hits with X, right? Stop doing that. I mean, get on here and just review what you like. Like whatever you buy, whatever you like, review it. But don't like. One thing I've always tried to avoid is be like anybody else. Like I just I don't. I mean, I don't know how to edit videos. I don't know how to add music. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. What I do have, what I lack in production skills, hopefully I make up in just the way I attempt my passion for fragrances. I think there are other people who explain them better. I think there's other reviewers that are much more articulate than I am, and because of that, but I'm not intimidated by those guys. I'm just telling you, I can look at a skill set and say some of these guys are very, very skillful. Like they're great orators. They're great influencers. I mean, my man up in Canada, I forgot his name. He was in Venice. He had the crazy stuff. Um, but those guys were great reviewers. I'm not that. I attempt to try to just be as natural as I can, as honest as I can, and try to give you what I get from a fragrance. So, um, you know, if you're a new reviewer or if you're trying to gain viewership, I mean, do it naturally. I'm telling you, I think it'll come. So, and I think it'll really come if you start to review fragrances that are, back to the width thing. People are interested in these fragrances. They can't find anything on them or need more information on them. So, think about that. Think about that. Reviewers that try to get hits, that's a pet peeve of mine. Number four, and I only have five of these, is the fun we used to have. So I remember when I first started, I got in right after Dan did, I think, on Fragrance Idol. I originally got out of reviewing fragrances. Excuse me, my allergies have been really, really bad this year. I originally got out and I deleted everything. I think Brad had made a reference to that. Because I was getting addicted. Like I felt myself just being dragged into like this world of fragrances. But then I had to come back and just pretty much redo everything because um, it was what it was. It was really a passion. So I was just the fragrance. The passion for fragrances caught me off guard because typically I'll get involved in stuff and I'll pull out. I'll get deep into something and then I'll just quit. But fragrances have been a thing that just continually drags me in, man. I love it. Um, Absolutely love it, man. I love reading about it. I love studying them. I love experiencing them. It just caught me. So, but we used to have fun, man. I'm talking about the community was tight knit, fun. You never got as Brad talked about, like thumbs down on videos, troll. I mean, you had a couple of trolls, but we didn't pay them guys any attention. But man, back in the day, man, when it was just a few of us, man, it was a load of fun. Man, we would learn a lot from one another. Everybody would talk up fragrances. Um, my gosh, man, we had it. We had a ball. So, and again, we did it all with designer fragrances. I think, which was funny. I mean, the Prada Amber Pour Home, and the other thing is, I mean, we were really careful when we first started. I think I hit a time where I spent like I wouldn't go out to lunch. I wouldn't buy any clothes, any shoes because I was out there buying. I would take my budget. I had like a $75 a month budget, and I would save that money and just buy cologne with it. I wouldn't spend anything. I would take that $75. Then I had a Friday lunch budget, right? So I can go out to eat on Friday. I take my lunch Monday through Thursday, and on Friday, I would, I had like an $8 limit. I would take that $8, so now I had $100 a month to spend on fragrances, and that's what I would do, right? That's what I would do. So I stopped doing that, needless to say. Um, but we had fun, right? And all of our stuff were designers, and we would just we wouldn't buy as frequently, right? I think Mark was the only guy that I considered a lunatic because that guy would just have so many freaking fragrances. I was like, I'm never doing that, and still can't compare. But I did pick up my collection a little bit quicker, and then I have to slow down. So lately, I've really slowed down. I've cut my budget probably by about 80% on fragrances. Now I spend $25-$30 a month maybe. If I find a bottle that I really like, I'll take some of that my budget money that I have set aside and and buy something that's special, but it's rare. Or I'll try to get something for a gift for, like, Father's Day is coming up, those types of things. But anyway, we had a load of fun, guys. I'm telling you, if you look back at some of them old videos from, like, what year is this? 14, like 2010, 2009. You start looking at some of them videos, man. We were having a ball. Today, man, I don't know so as much. Kind of serious, not as fun. A lot of debating, a lot of fighting. Man, we didn't have any of that stuff, man. We never got into it with one another. It was all fun, and just a passion for fragrances. So I miss that, and that's a pet peeve of mine. Because, guys, when you come in, man, have fun. Have fun with this thing. This is a hobby, and it should be something that you enjoy. Guys are getting in arguments over, what smells like what and all that kind of stuff, man. That's a pet peeve of mine. And finally, my last one is exaggeration. Sometimes I hear some videos. I'm like, man, you guys are just exaggerating, right? Yeah, like, you guys are. I mean, to put it blunt, you guys are lying, right? All these girls were doing this and that, and come on, man. I you know, I don't believe you. I need more people or something. Stop doing that. Like, don't try to don't try to impress the community with lying and exaggerating. It's just it's unbecoming. It's not mature. And again, man, just do it naturally. I think that's one beauty about Marcus. Marcus never said, "Oh, girls were chasing me out, throwing their drawers at me because they were I smelled so good." And I'm sure the guy has some stuff that's mind blowing. Um, I think there are times where you do get some responses, and it could be personality or whatever. But just the exaggeration part is kind of getting old, and it's sort of a pet peeve of mine. So anyway, that's it for me, guys. I really appreciate it. I was just throwing this together, um, because let's keep it going. Let's see what else the pet peeves are. And I'm sure somebody's pet peeve may be I don't edit videos, and I look off, and um, I don't have any music. My stuff isn't crisp. I just turn on a camera. I have my thoughts. I write my notes down. So when I'm doing reviews, I write my notes down. Um, and I just do a review on it, based off what I've known. I kind of keep a little scratch pad around if somebody responds, just so I can kind of keep a tab or a tally on things like compliments and or people who say things they don't like. And I'll try to write that stuff down so that I can be as informative as possible, without being too crazy. So anyway, that's it for me. I appreciate you guys. Again, Brad, thanks. I'll go watch Dan's video, watch Joshua's video. Let's keep it going, man. What's your pet peeve, man? So again, but let's have fun with it. Let's not be ugly. Let's not be mean spirited. That stuff has no value. I don't even understand why people do that kind of stuff. Have fun with it. You know what? And then allow it to be whatever you do with your pet peeve video. Let it be constructive, so that we can look, man, and we can recalibrate and bring this thing. Have fun with it. Have it informative, fun, detailed. And you know what? I would add one more. Where are the women reviewers? I need more women reviewers. We got Boo. We got a couple of Natalie. I think that's her name. Uh, but man, we just need more women reviews. I want to see women reviews because I want to buy stuff for my wife, and I just don't know. I can't go smell everything because I'm busy smelling my stuff. So anyway, I don't know if that's a pet peeve, but we need more women videos. I see women commenting all the time on a lot of my videos, and women. If you like it and you think you can sit down and talk for 15 minutes, do it. I'm telling you, you'll get subscribers and people start watching. We got Chocolate Bunny. She's actually here in Dallas with me. So and we still hadn't done it. We were going to do a big sniff thing. That didn't happen. But anyway, that's a rant for a different discussion. So anyway, you guys have a great one. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Brad, for getting it started. You guys get your pet peeve videos going, man. Let's have it. Peace.